Today was the first day of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's Supreme Court confirmation hearings, and it is already getting crazy. Senator Mike Lee, Republican Senator Mike Lee, who just tested positive for COVID-19, went maskless while he was giving his opening statement. Now, at first, it was already crazy. Christine Clark here tweeting out, unbelievable, Mike Lee, who just tested positive for COVID-19, is participating in person at the SCOTUS nomination hearing for Amy Coney Barrett. His nose is barely covered. As you see here, he does not know how to wear a mask. His nose is exposed as he is talking here with Lindsey Graham. Now, of course, as I just told you, this is not where it ended. He ended up taking off the mask for his opening statement. This man still has the virus. Amy Coney Barrett here appears to know that, wearing the mask, even though she apparently had the virus over the summer. But here she is, wearing a mask. Mike Lee just does not care. Now, to be super fair, I guess, to him, he wasn't the only one. As Republican and Democratic senators, they all took their mask off while speaking. Apparently, they don't care anymore. It's one thing if everyone there was tested, no one's got the virus. Okay, let's all act like everything's normal. But they know that Mike Lee tested positive just 10 days ago. He had symptoms. Now he's there. And still, they're perfectly fine with taking off the mask. All right, look, if someone there gets the virus, you know where they got it from. Mike Lee. So I just don't. It's weird how they just operate as if nothing crazy is going on. Now, Kamala Harris, using her brain, was not there in person, so she, I guess, Skyped in or Zoomed in to this hearing, and just gave a short statement here. I mean, gave a long statement, but at the beginning of her statement, gave it a statement about why this hearing should not be taking place.
This hearing should have been postponed. The decision to hold this hearing now is reckless and places facilities workers, janitorial staff, and congressional aides and Capitol Police at risk.
So there you go. Obvious. This hearing is putting everybody in that room at risk. This is a hearing for hours, a closed-door meeting hearing for hours. Somebody in the room has the virus, speaking without a mask. Just, it's comical to me because I don't understand how these people operate like everything's normal. But there you go. And now, of course, the main reason for doing this, why this is happening during an election, people have already voted, is because Republicans want to get rid of Obamacare. And in fact, the Supreme Court to hear a challenge to Obamacare on November 10th, a week after Election Day. This is why they are trying to push through this nominee. And of course, the other being to eventually overturn Roe v. Wade. And of course, also having a conservative Supreme Court justice on the bench to really heavily weigh in favor of Republicans. But look, this is the reason. And Trump has no healthcare plan. Before the election in 2016, he discussed how, his healthcare plan, everyone will be covered. Everyone's covered. Of course, 4 years later, he has no plan. Nothing to offer. Just wants to repeal anything Obama did, which, look, Obama had some issues, for sure. Did not do enough. I think that's obvious. But this would rip healthcare away from 20 million people. If you have a pre-existing condition, you would no longer be covered. So this is what the purpose is. And maybe it's going to take everybody in that room getting COVID-19 to wake some people up. But of course, that also is not going to do anything. One last thing here. I was going to show these clips, but ultimately, this is Richard Blumenthal giving discussing how tearing away Obamacare would affect people like this little boy. Mazie Hirono doing the same thing, discussing how tearing away Obamacare would affect people, her constituents. But their statements were so goddamn boring. I'm just being honest. They were so boring. Democrats do not understand how to be an opposition party. Presentation is a part of it. You have to be angry. You have to show emotion. Like, Mazie Hirono discusses how, she has a battle with cancer that's affected her, but she's reading off a page while doing it. Richard Blumenthal, at one point, seems to have some emotion, cracks a little bit when discussing how, how this family has been impacted by Obamacare.
He's had the protection of the Affordable Care Act. It has shielded him and his family.
But apart from that, doesn't really show any emotion. You have to be engaged. You have to show people that you're fighting for them. And there has been this misconception that showing emotion or being angry somehow makes you appear less like a leader or less like a politician. People are done with your typical standard status quo politicians. They want to see people representing them that are actually fighting for them. They want to see actual people, not robots. So there was no standout moment in this hearing from Democrats. Unfortunately, I would have liked to show you a clip where somebody's going crazy, getting pissed off. But no, they're all just very laid back, reading off pieces of paper. So boring. The Democratic Party is a incredibly weak party. The only reason Biden is leading right now by like 15 points is because Trump is such a disaster. But on the flip side of that, if Biden wins, on day one, Democrats are going to lose a lot of support because they are not pushing for real substantial change. And they don't know how to be a party. They don't know how to engage people in issues, in politics, in the fight. They just don't know how to do that, meaning that the people that do know how to do that in the party, like AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Jamal Bowman, who's going to be a part of Congress, Cori Bush, others, they do know how to engage that energy because that's how they won their seats. So this is why I am incredibly excited for the left-wing push post Inauguration Day. But again, look, I'll link to these clips below the video if you want to check them out, but I don't want to waste your time. They're so boring, showing you just how weak the Democratic Party is in the opposition.